4 goddamn hours for this boy right here. So, Snyder Cut finally got released. I think the idea, the history of the Snyder Cut is fascinating. And it's out. I bought HBO Max back just to watch the goddamn Snyder Cut because I know everybody's going to be talking about it. And I got to say, I had zero interest going into it. But since I knew it was going to be the talk of the town, I'm like, I got to give it a shot. Because I remember watching Batman vs. Superman, the Ultimate Edition, and I was like, what a fucking waste of my life. It added an extensive story to Lois Lane looking for a bullet that incriminates Superman, a guy who doesn't use guns, he's not the Punisher, and then Batman branding people. What the fuck is that? So, BVS Ultimate Edition, I think, is a complete waste of time. I know a lot of people praise it. I thought it was a horrible addition to the movie. It just made a bad movie worse to me. So this, I was like, I bet it's going to do the same thing. But I was wrong. I actually liked this 4-hour goddamn movie a lot. 4 hours. When I remember watching The Irishman, it was 3 hours and 20 minutes. That felt like a 5-hour movie. Great movie. But the drama, so it's very slow paced. This is pretty much just an action movie. So 4 hours felt like an hour and a half. It felt like a normal length movie, even though it's the longest movie I've ever seen. It flew by. And I gotta say, the little things, such as editing. He had a lot more slow motion, but I enjoy Zack Snyder's slow motion. It's badass slow motion. 300 is the king of this. But also Watchman. Watchman, in my opinion, is his best film. I think Watchmen is almost a masterpiece. One of the greatest superhero movies ever made. And it's very underrated, and the show is fucking brilliant. But the little things, the editing is superior. The color grading is superior. He took out that big red atmosphere that was created for the climax of the 2017 garbage version. And it kind of blows my mind. It blows my mind to think that all these scenes that were so vital to the plot points of the previous installment of this same movie that were cut out, because I know he refilmed a lot of stuff to add in, but I could just see these scenes and I'm just thinking, how did this stuff get cut out? It makes things make sense. Like the mother boxes. In the 2017, when I remember leaving, I'm like, I had no idea what the hell the mother boxes were. I'm like, I still don't. The only thing I had from it was Orion. Is that his name? I think that's his name. He's the guy. He was one of the new gods, and he flew around on this flying space scooter, and he had a mother box, I think. But the plot of the 2017 one, I didn't know what the mother boxes were. I didn't know why they were so important. It was this random MacGuffin that does something. Steppenwolf, his mission was generic. At least this one adds a little bit more heft to it. And superheroes coming together were just because reasons. They were just in a superhero movie. That's what it felt like. It felt like they just got introduced because they were in a movie. So this one added depth to a few of the characters. I wish it did more justice to my boy here and gave him more depth. But for the Flash, he was a legitimate character. Cyborg, that whiny bitch Ray Fisher, whiny that he is. Oh, I'm like, if you would have shut the fuck up, you could have been in your own Cyborg movie, because they did a lot with you in this movie. You had your own Cyborg mini movie, and to think that you were whining and about any, even if you're right, if Jeff Johns said a racist sentence, who gives a fuck? You're getting paid millions of dollars to be an actor. Be grateful. Shut up. I would shut up. I don't care what you say. I'm Puerto Rican. If you said no one wants to see your Puerto Rican ass, fuck you. And I'm like, am I still getting paid millions of dollars to be in a movie and be a movie star? Then call me whatever you want. This guy ruined his own career. Anyways, but Cyborg had a lot of character. Who else? Did anyone? Superman had more character. Superman had more moments that meant something. And I love his score. Superman's score is fantastic. But all those little things, the editing, the atmosphere change, and then the big things such as the character development, just really uplifted this movie. And all these scenes connecting the dots of the plot of the 2017 one, they are so vital. It just blows me away. And it made everything make so much sense, make everything have so much more weight. And the climax of this movie is fantastic. It's fantastic CGI nonsense. I miss the days where we had brilliant writing and brilliant characterization for villains like Joker and Harvey Dent, Two-Face, talking about uncivilized times with civilized people fighting them, and all it takes is one bad day to break you down, and all it takes is something to push anybody to be a murderer. And Bane and the idea of the Trigger Man and taking over a city and breaking a man down to watch his city fall, and Ra's al Ghul saving the world by destroying the highest cities that create the poverty of the less. I miss the days of brilliant villains instead of I'm going to destroy the world with the anti-life equation because I want to destroy the universe with the anti-life equation. These simple-minded take over the world villains. Thanos was a much more complex villain, so I miss those days. But for what this is, a very much live-action extended episode of Justice League Unlimited, it was really good. For what it is, for what it's trying to be, it is really good. And I'm glad I watched it. I'll probably never watch it again. But of the DCEU, Wonder Woman, the first one's up here. Minus the ending of that movie. That movie's a great movie. And then this is in second. Everything else I don't like. So I only like 2, and it's these 2. So, what did you think? Comment down below. I gave this movie an A- because I'm rating it on what it's supposed to be. Especially grading on the curve that he took a piece of trash movie and he made it into a good movie. I think that's phenomenal. Zack Snyder's Revenge. Walked into Warner Brothers, whipped out his dick, and slammed it on the table in slow motion and said, I'm going to redeem myself. So, what did you think? And subscribe! God damn it.